This video is the first in a series of videos called While You Were Sleeping. And in this series, in conjunction with Premium Junkie, we'll be bringing to you current events, stories, and topics that impact us all. The majority of these stories you probably never heard of, but once you get a chance to hear and see the information presented for yourself, it just may surprise you as to what was happening while you were sleeping. So, without further ado, let's get to it. A short time ago, I came across an article in a magazine that alarmed me. And after reading this article, I did a little research of my own, and I was wondering why wasn't every politician, every medical professional, and leader alike screaming this information from the rooftops, right? Why isn't this information front page news? Why isn't it on repeat on every news channel until something is done about this? Given the fact that this information and this situation has the potential to negatively affect the majority of the people on the planet today, especially in the Western Hemisphere. In this article is a peer-reviewed and published study performed by the University of Notre Dame in June 2021. And it states that out of more than 200 popular cosmetic brands tested for harmful toxic chemicals, everything from concealer to foundation to eyeshadow, eyebrow products, lipstick, lip gloss, and much more. Out of over 200 products tested, it found that more than half of these products contain high levels of fluorine. Fluorine is a great indicator for the presence of the toxic forever chemicals, PFAs. The same forever chemicals now being found to have polluted our freshwater, rivers, lakes, and streams across the country for decades. PFAs stand for per and polyfluoroalkyl substance. According to the EPA, and as stated on their website, PFAs are man-made toxic chemicals, aka the forever chemical, that last in our environment for hundreds of years and accumulates in our bodies over time, causing untold and unknown biological damage. PFAs have been used in consumer products for decades and are used in popular makeups to provide a water-resistant and long-lasting effect. This is the reason that most companies intentionally use PFAs in their products to provide the consumer with a water-resistant and long-lasting effect. The study also found that nearly half of the mascaras tested contain high levels of PFAs, and over 80% of the waterproof mascaras tested contain harmful PFAs. And over 60% of the lipstick tested contain high levels of PFAs. Later in the study, it goes on to note that the average lipstick wearer unintentionally swallows over 4 to 7 pounds of lipstick that contains toxic forever chemicals, PFAs, over a lifetime. According to the CDC, and as stated on their website, that exposure to PFAs can lead to the development of illnesses such as liver, cervical, kidney, and testicular cancers, birth defect, thyroid issue, asthma, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, just to name a few. A study performed at Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health found that exposure to PFAs that accumulate in the lungs is associated with severe COVID-19 cases. The head of the Notre Dame study Graham Peasley states that only a fraction of the consumer products tested actually stated that the products contain PFAS. This is a problem because the public at large may be unaware of the fact that these toxic chemicals are present in their products. Government and regulators, although aware of this issue, still they've been slow to move regarding regulations as to the use of PFAS in products sold to the general public. These products ultimately end up in the drinking water system. Peasley also points out the fact that all PFAS are toxic. There are no safe PFAS, and that there is no reason to continuously use a chemical that lasts in the environment for hundreds of years and in our bodies for a lifetime. He goes on to say that once a product with PFA ingredients is discarded and goes into a landfill, the contents will eventually wash out and enter into the drinking water supply, as happened in the township of Horsham, Pennsylvania and the surrounding area, where PFAS have been found in drinking water, surface water, wastewater, freshwater rivers and lakes, landfills, and much more, to be 1,000 times higher than recommended. PFAS not only negatively impact our lives, but fish and wildlife as well. The state of Maine has become the first state to consider a ban on PFAS in consumer products by 2030. Why isn't every state doing this? And if you somehow believe that you're immune to this toxic cocktail of chemicals because you don't wear makeup or you don't drink tap water, think again. PFAS are found in a wide range of everyday products like waterproofing and water-resistant clothing, hair relaxers, shampoos, aerosol sprays, hand sanitizers, non-stick pots and pans, and much more. PFAS and its deadly effects have become a regular part of our lives and may be responsible for millions of illnesses in the future. Now that I think about it, with PFAS already infiltrating the drinking water supplies of millions of Americans, could this be the real reason for disasters like the Flint water crisis? My fear is that millions of people will be unknowingly exposed to PFAS. It will have an unknown and devastating impact on our health in the future. There's a message in there somewhere. Don't give up on your dreams. Accept only the best life has to offer and stay addicted to becoming your greatest version. Premium Junkie. We out.